Good morning, good morning. It's great to stay up late. Good morning to you and you and you and you. Oh my God, I'm so pumped up to share some tips that have completely rocked my world and my relationship. And I hope that these tips are going to help you guys. So welcome into my Facebook profile. Hello. My name is Heather Tucker, and I am a kick-ass relationship and sexual freedom coach. I love Jesus, and like you saw yesterday, I fucking love Jesus. And check out my sweatshirt. It is so true. Don't grow up. It's a trap. And I see a couple of my friends on here that know that I am all about stepping into fully who you are. I don't care like what age that you're at. Like you can still have fun. You can still laugh and giggle and twerk and like do all the things that just make you feel so happy. Give yourself that permission. Oh my God. Because life can be so fun. Life can be so much fun when you just release yourself. And you're like, God, I'm here. Do what you want. Do what you want with my life. Like, let my light shine, right? Let my experiences help other people. Let my pain, my experiences help other people, right? That's my goal, is like, I want God to use my life. I am here. I want God to like, take this vessel, take this vessel, God, and use me to help other people. That's why I'm here. And that's why my mission is to help other women and couples in their relationships, because if our relationships are off, everything is off, right? Have you guys ever noticed that when you're in a relationship with somebody and, you know, it's off, you guys might be fighting more, you guys might be experiencing some sexlessness, you might be experiencing some like depression and anxiety. You might not even be talking to each other. You might be living in separate bedrooms, living as roommates. And I will be the first to tell you that when your relationship is off, even like a little bit, it doesn't even have to be like on the brink of divorce. If it's just off a little smidgen, you will actually notice very quickly how that offness is going to impact everything else. It has that domino effect, right? So when you're not happy in your relationship, you're going to be like having depression, anxiety. You're going to be yelling at your kids more. You're going to be off at work. You might be passed over for a raise or a promotion. Okay, you might not be ranking up in your business, right? You might be like living like roommates. You might be swallowing pills, drinking alcohol, going outside of your relationship, cheating, you know, just trying to feel better, just wanting to feel better, just wanting things to like get fixed. And you have thoughts like, God, I miss the person that I married. Like, where is he? I miss how it used to be. And here comes my tears because I have been there. I was there for 12 years. I lived wishing things could get better and not understanding how to make that happen, because Chuck was not a mover and shaker. He just wasn't. He was totally fine with things staying the same. He knew that there was like some offness and it was impacting his sleep and it was impacting my sleep. And we were yelling more at the kids, and we weren't wanting to do things together as couples, like date nights, sex nights, like all the stuff that we had grown accustomed to before our relationship, took that downward spiral, But, it wasn't happening, and like he wasn't a mover and shaker, and so I was over here like trying to do it, trying to fix it, trying to figure out what was going on, asking him all the time, like, are you okay? What's going on? What can I do? And him saying things back to me like, I don't know why there's a problem. I don't know. I can't explain it. I don't know. And like, do you know how frustrating that is when you're with a partner and they just can't give you an answer? That right there is frustrated. Frustrating. I hated that time. Oh my God, it was like the worst thing ever. And that's the times when like I'd be in the corner crying in this bedroom and wishing and crying out to God, like, how can I make things better? What can I do? I don't understand. How can I open up my man? Like, why won't he share with me? And it was so frustrating. And I lived in like the most depressive state I think that I have ever been in. And there was this one day where I was like, no more. I have to learn how to take back control. I have to learn like what can make me happy. And in the process of that, when I actually discovered what would make me happy and I started to live that out loud, that really, really made an impact on Chuck. And he saw how happy I was becoming. And he wanted to be near me more. He wanted to be closer, So here's a couple of tips that I'm going to give to you. So I love you guys. Good morning, Melissa. Good morning, Matthew. Good morning, Elena. All my friends. I love you guys so freaking much. So much. All right, so here's the tips I'm going to give you guys, okay? Oh, I will preface this by saying, okay, if you're in a relationship and you're really, really struggling, whether it's, fighting all the time, you're sexless, like any of the things that come with a relationship. If you're struggling, whether you're on the live or you're on the replay, please feel free to comment below with what's going on, because I will come back in here later and do my best to help you, okay? So feel free to comment below with what's going on in your relationship, especially if it's live. I can actually help you live. That is like so much fun. I love doing that for you guys. I love helping you feel better like now. So if you'd like to comment below with what's going on and you'd like to get some advice, just let me know. Hi, Sandy. So here are the tips, okay? All right. So I know that we all have needs in a relationship, but it can't always be just about us. Yes, we might be impacted. Yes, we might feel like we are the ones that are getting discarded, put aside, feeling unwanted, feeling uncherished, not feeling desirable, feeling not understood. Like, I understand that firsthand because we lived like that for 12 years in my relationship. So I totally get it. I know how hard it is when you're the one that's feeling like you're the person getting discarded and they don't understand you and you don't feel desirable. I know how hard it is to put that aside and still want to look at their needs and what they need, because you might be feeling bitterness. And the problem might be going on so fucking long that now you have built up resentment. And now you feel, what's the point? He's never going to change. I've already talked to him a million times and nothing's happening. What's the point? What's the point? Why should I do anything for him? He never does anything for me. What's the point? What's the point? What's the point? If he was really a Christian, he would see that I have needs and he would do it. And because it's God's will, and God says that a man should love his wife and take care of his wife, and sacrificial love like how Christ loved the church, and he's not doing that for me, so why should I do it? Girl, I get it. I get it. All of those thoughts and more went through my head every fucking day. Okay, I get it. But I also know that we have a part to play. We can't just wait for our husbands to change. Okay? We have to work on ourselves. 1 Peter 3:5. 1 Peter 3:5. We will win over our husbands by our actions, not our words. Okay? So when your husband is seeing you taking the reins, starting to work on yourself, and he sees that long enough and you're consistent at it and you're not stopping, you're doing it no matter what, no matter how he treats you, no matter how the kids treat you, no matter if you have friends or not, no matter if you lose your job or not, no matter if you're depressed or not, he's seeing that consistency in you. That right there is my number one tip to all people, anyone in a relationship. Win a person over with your actions, because love in action speaks louder than words, and it will inspire your partner to want to jump on board and see what he can do to also improve your relationship. Okay? But don't wait for him to be the instigator and the initiator. You do it. Okay? God does not call us to sit back and do nothing. God does not tell us to take the back seat of depression and anxiety and despair and sit back and watch the life unravel before your very eyes and do fucking nothing. That is not God's way. That is not God's way. No. Okay? God's way, if you are a born-again Christian like myself, is love in action. It has to be sacrificial. It has to be service-oriented. Okay? So if you want change and you're a godly wife like I am, you start the change. You do things for your husband even when you might be feeling bitterness and resentment, and he might not respond how you want. You might go in and serve him, or, it might feel like a sacrifice for you to love on him because, you guys have had this situation going on for so long. Like, I get it. I totally get it. But it doesn't mean you should sit back and do absolutely fucking nothing, because then nothing's going to change. And if you don't change, nothing's going to change. And then it's going to be year after year after year after year. And you're going to get more depressed about your relationship, more frustrated. You don't want that. You don't want that. I know you don't want that. You want things to change fucking now. So if you're unhappy, if you're frustrated, if you're not feeling desired, do something about it. Become the person that is desirable. You can do that. You can choose to become desirable and do it for yourself, not expecting anything in return. Do it because it feels good to you. And build up your own confidence in that area. Because the more that you do that, the more attractive that you're going to be to your husband, and he's going to fucking want you more. That's just a scientific fact. That's like a scientific fact, okay? So, selfishness is not going to get you anywhere, okay? No selfishness, all right? No nagging, no complaining. Yes, you can tell, like I'm in a couple of groups, and I've talked about nagging and complaining before, and they're like, yeah, but it's an adult responsibility to tell our partners how we feel. And I'm like, yes. But there's a way to do that. There's a way to do that where it does not come across as nagging and complaining, okay? And if you've told them once and you've expressed it once, you have to remember your partner is an adult just like you. And if they heard you and they really listened and you can tell that they got it, There's no need for you to remind them, because that's not going to do anything. That's when it goes into nagging and complaining, okay? And I'm telling you right now, nagging and complaining is going to push your partner further and further and further away. They're going to be less open to talk to you, less open to share about what's going on in their day, less open to initiate sex, all of those things. So if you want the opposite of that, and you want them to start initiating, and you want to feel closer to them, and you want and desire, for them to hear you and to understand you and to value what you're saying and all of the things, and you want change, like, allow God to work on them. Just like God is working on you, and God doesn't pressure you for the timing that it takes you to break through into another level of you. Okay? So we have to give that to our partners too. We have to. We have to give them the time to grow into the person that we want them to be, and that we see that God has available to them if they would just step in. The timing of that, though, is God's. It's not ours. And I am here to say that you cannot force God's timing on anybody. Just like your husband can't force God's timing of change on you. You have to realize it. You have to want to change, right? And then not only want to change, but you have to literally step into the change and become the change and put action behind the words. Okay? That takes time, because you're surrendering yourself and you're seeing what God wants to change in you, and you're having to be like, okay, God, you've tried it on your own for whoever knows how long, and now you're at this point where like, okay, God, I see that this part of me needs to change, okay? And so you see that, you have that light bulb, the awareness, right? And then you're like, what can I do to make this change? And you're asking God for help, right? And then you're stepping into that change. Now, does that happen overnight for you, or does that normally take weeks, months, or years sometimes? Just be fucking honest with yourself. Like, literally, be honest with yourself. Because if you can be honest with yourself, then you are going to have less of an issue allowing your husband that space for God to work on him and for God to show him where he needs to change, and allowing him that space to step in, have the awareness, and then take action, and then for it to trickle into your relationship where now you're maybe having more sex. Now you're maybe feeling wanted again and desired, and you guys are having less fights, and he's less angry and things like that. But both sides, we have to allow that space for each other to grow and to allow God to work on us. So be patient. Be patient with each other and allow that time, okay? Okay. The last thing that I wanted to say, and this is for not just like marriage partners or boyfriend, girlfriend. This last piece of advice could actually apply to like friendships too. And I was really thinking about this morning because there's been people in my life, that see me as a person that helps other people. And I've had people that have taken advantage of that, or just make the relationship about them, and they're coming to me wanting advice, but never asking how I'm doing, never making sure that Chuck and I are okay, not asking me about my hopes and dreams. And so I wanted to say to you guys too, that even in friendship and family and boyfriend, girlfriend and husband, wife, and like all kinds of relationships, just remember not to be a doormat and not to allow people to take advantage of you giving to them. The give and take of relationships is so important. And so make sure that as you're in a relationship with a friend or any kind of relationship, business partner, like a boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife kind of a relationship, kids even, make sure that as you give, that you allow space for them to give back to you and for them to ask about your day and to love on you and make sure that you're okay. Because that's a really healthy relationship when you have two people and both of them care about each other and both of them are making sure that each other are okay and both of them are hearing each other out about how their day was and what's going on in their life. And, sharing what's not going right and getting advice from both sides. Like, I'm getting advice from you and you're getting advice from me. That's a healthy relationship. An unhealthy relationship is when one person is like, I don't know, what should I do? And the other person's like, I'm over here listening and trying to help, but like, you never even ask how I am or like how my day is going. Or, how you and Chuck are doing. Like, that's an unhealthy relationship. And so I just want to be like helpful to you guys with that part too, because that shows up in marriages, raising kids, making sure that our kids care enough to ask about how our day is and stuff like that. And then like our friends asking about our day. And there's that really healthy giving and taking. So I hope that this has helped you guys. I hope that this has helped you. If you're on the replay, please in the comments let me know where you're at in your relationship. And if I can help you, I totally will. I'll come back in here and read your comments later and try the best I can to give you some advice and to hear you out and stuff like that. I also would love to help you one-on-one to actually coach you through some of this stuff, because sometimes like a person can give you advice and everything. You could be in a Facebook group or you could just be online searching stuff out, or you can be on YouTube, or you might like talk to a friend or a family member or whatever, and you're like telling them your situation, but then they're not really sure how to actually help you. So you walk away still having that problem and not really feeling like you got the answer that you needed to then take your relationship to that next level. And that's where a trained, certified coach can actually help you in those types of situations. And so if you need some help that actually brings a solution, not just someone hearing you and saying, I hope that you're okay, I'll pray for you, like actually helping to bring a solution into your relationship where you're seeing the change and you're experiencing the change and you're living on the other side of that change and you're seeing that you guys are happier, wanting to do more things together, you're fighting less, you're having more sex, you're feeling all loved and gooey again like you guys were when you were teenagers. Like if that's a solution that you actually want to actually see happen and you want it to manifest where you're actually living inside of that, not just hoping for it or wishing for it or wanting that, that's my specialty, okay? So reach out to me or go to the bio link. So go to my profile. I actually have a little link right there that will take you to a small little questionnaire. And you can actually fill out exactly where you guys are at in your relationship, where you see that you need help, what you would like to see happen, what your dream outcome is for your relationship. Fill that out. I'll get notified, and then I can message you and we can jump on a phone call and just see if I can help you with it. See if I'm the right coach. See if I'm the right fit for helping you guys with your relationship and your sex life, okay? So I love you so much. Thank you so much for being here, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.